I love testing clubs that are for the average everyday golfer, not blades and things like that. And you see in the last video that I did with Jeb here at St Mellion, we tested the Dynapower irons. Well, today I'm testing something that's arguably the easiest golf club on the planet to hit. And it's probably something Jeb's never seen before. He may have seen it on videos, but he's definitely not seen it in real life. So I'm going to get Jeb involved as well. And they are the 11 clubs. Now, you've probably seen other people review it. I know James Robinson's done something on these. I think Peter Finch has as well. But I've never actually reviewed these as a set. And 11 have sent me down a 3, 4, 7, 8, 9 pitching wedge. And today we're going to test the 7, the pitching wedge, and the 3 iron hybrid wood thing. Now, I've loved in the past previous hybrid irons, the Wilson launch pads, the Cleveland launchers, there's the T-Rail from Cobra. But these are the first ones that are actually designed like a hybrid, not an iron with a fat back. So it'd be interesting to see if these are any easier to hit than those. Like I said, I'm going to get Jeb involved, but first things first, let's hit this really weird pitching wedge and see what it's like. So as I look down at this club, the first thing I see is a very lofted hybrid. It's the only way to describe it, which is exactly what it is. It's a pitching wedge hybrid iron thing, but it does boggle the mind the first time you've seen it, because you don't normally associate hybrids with this much loft. But the idea around these clubs are that they're really easy to hit. They're designed for a senior golfer, slow swing speed, people who struggle to get up in the air. And if I can't get this in the air, and if Jeb can't get this up in the air more effectively, then there's something wrong with him, because these things just ooze height. But as you look down at it, it's very prominent in front of the shaft. And normally with this type of thing, you'd sort of see it sit behind the shaft, it'd be offset. But with this, the front of the face is very much in front of the shaft. So I'm kind of worried about the right miss now, because I think the club's going to engage too early. Whereas if it was offset, which for people who lose it to the right, that delay in hitting the ball sort of straightens it up. But I'm not going to lie to you, this boggles my head. Like too. It just... Me too. Do I hit it like a hybrid or an iron, do you reckon?
This is... Yeah, we're going to have to find this out, aren't we?
Right, I'm going to hit it like an iron.
Go with an iron and see how it goes.
Lean shaft forward and hit it like a normal iron. Oh my God.
Wow. I mean, you've just hit a swan or something up there.
That's gone quite a distance. Like, it's gone 120, 130, but I'm not convinced it's landed yet.
I mean, that might be not problem number one, but you've hit that like an iron.
Yeah.
And it's gone so high. So maybe if you hit it like a hybrid, it might go to its actual kind of loft.
So I'll put it a bit further forward in my stance and not so much shaft lean and see what happens. That's better.
Yeah, so that's more of an optimised ball flight you'd tend to see from a pitching wedge, wouldn't you?
Yeah, because when I hit it with an iron, it's just straight up in the air, whereas that length a bit more further forward in the stance and hit more like a hybrid than an iron definitely was a more manageable ball flight, because with that height in the wind, it's smacking me back in the face. But they do exactly what they're designed to do. I mean, you'd expect it with a pitching wedge anyway, but that is so easy to hit. Like, I'm going to try and thin one.
Oh, good effort, to be fair. That's even harder to do. That's even harder to do.
I just want to see if you sort of equator the ball, whether it gets any sort of height on it. Yeah, thin that.
Yeah, that was definitely thin. And it is definitely lower.
Yeah, but it's still pops up in
as
the air.
high as a normal pitching wedge.
Interesting. So what do you think?
Yeah, so as Lee says, it's definitely the first time I've ever seen anything like this. Now, obviously, we're used to seeing hybrids that have been around for years, but not in a pitching wedge. The first thing I'm just absolutely bamboozled by it is the amount of loft that looks presented. Although it says on the back, and that's quite a good touch, actually. It does say only 43 degrees of loft, which is actually quite a strong lofted pitching wedge, isn't it? It just looks like it's going to go in the air so easily. I like the look of it. I don't mind it, actually, because you've got the black shaft, the black grip, the black head, so it's quite a nice stealth kind of looking club. You know, the grip on it isn't bad. But yeah, let's give it a hit. I mean, I've certainly not seen anything like this in my sort of life of golf. Yeah, I don't really know what I have to say. It's sort of offset with onset. You've got the top line here. If I can try and get that in camera. You've got the sort of the top line here, which is actually offset from the hosel. But yet the leading edge is about 1/4 of an inch onset. So It's definitely something I've never seen before. Right, let's get one down. I mean, I'm certain I can get this in the early. I mean, you've nearly.
Well, it is a wedge.
You've nearly hit the roof of the range here. Yeah, I mean, if you've seen the previous review me and Lee done together, that is quite easily the highest shot I've ever hit in my life. Like Lee said, it is only a wedge, but still very easy to hit. I've swung quite easy at that. I mean, I don't even know what shafts we've got in these.
It's KBS reg, I think.
So it's a regular shaft, but that feels quite solid through the ball, actually. I wouldn't have said that's a regular shaft, to be fair.
And you're a regular shaft player now, though, Joe?
I'm pretty much am, yeah. Well, I'm getting on a bit, Lee. Right,
How old are you?
33.
I'm 42. X-Flex tipped an inch.
Yeah, but you're a specimen.
That's a nice shot.
Yeah, 2 out of 2.
I think the difference between what you did and I did is mine, because I've always been a high ball player, mine kind of went like that.
Yeah.
Whereas yours has gone
instantly.
high, so your ball flight's a lot better with that than mine was. When you hit it like, were you hitting it like an iron or a hybrid?
I'm just hitting it as I would a pitching wedge, kind of. I'm setting up to it with a slightly narrower stance. I'm not thinking too much about where I'm positioning it in terms of front of my stance, middle. I probably would err on the side of forward, just because that onset, I want to sort of the timing. Like you said earlier, I don't want it to go right. But no, I mean, they're easy to hit, aren't they?
Well, that's a wedge.
That is a wedge. Let's go. What are we in now? 7-iron.
7-iron.
Go on, go and show ourselves now.
So moving on to the 7-iron, and like Jeb said at the bottom, we do have it sort of said what the loft is as well. This is a 31-degree 7-iron, so it's not. Step there.
There's a map there.
Future
mate.
reference.
Yeah,
step there.
that's what I put a cone around it next to it.
So it's not super strong. Like those dyno powers were probably 28, 29, I guess. So being 31, it's kind of middle ground, I would say. P790 level is where it is.
I'd actually say maybe even weaker than that. It's actually
because P790 is 30.5, isn't it?
Yeah,
so it's a half a degree weaker, but it just looks like the pitching wedge with less loft.
Yeah.
So when it comes to like clubs looking the same and familiarity, you can't really knock it. Like you said, I love how stealthy it looks. I don't know if it only comes in black shaft, but I think I'd have it in black shaft. I'm not really a graphite player with irons, but I think it fits well with the hybrid side of it.
Yeah, and the demographic they're definitely trying to get to, the older generation maybe.
Yeah. But are they? Like, could you play these just to make golf easy again? Right, 7-iron. Let's see what this does. Oh my word.
Great hit. I mean, that is so high.
But it's gone a country mile.
I mean, we're a bit further back. So them 150 markers you can see in the distance are probably playing closer to 160, and it's cold, and you've just flown it.
Yeah.
So you've probably hit that the best part of
300.
400 yards. You just actually cleared the range. Told you, 42-year-old specimen.
Yeah, specimen. But it's confidence inspiring. Like with some irons, especially like my ego gets away of golf. I play blades. I shouldn't be playing blades. Ego definitely gets in the way of it. But I couldn't turn up at the golf club and go,
that is
not because it's anything wrong with the golf club, but because they're hybrids with head covers.
Yeah.
Like in my world of golf, that doesn't work for me, and that's ego getting in the way of ability
and performance.
And performance.
Yeah.
Like I reckon and we'll do it. What we'll do is at some point we'll have a match.
Yeah.
You play with your clubs and I'll go out with these.
That's unfair.
I'm an amateur now, Jeff.
Yeah,
and just actually put them into test on the course, because I just think even if you miss-hit this, it's not going far wrong.
Yeah, nice.
That has just gone a mile.
That is height as well.
That's the God, it's gone miles. That's the furthest, highest golf club shot I've ever hit.
Yeah, I mean, well, like I've said, I've known you for a few years now, but you hit the ball high, but that carried all that weight, then, didn't it? I reckon you carried that probably 170, 180 on the nose carry.
Yeah, my 7-iron now is 160.
Yeah.
And I think it's coming out with like not as much spin, so you're getting the height to stop. You may not get the spin to stop, but because it's coming in so high, you're getting that distance, and you're still going to be able to stop it on a dime, hopefully. That's the one that I'd fear with this club. The right miss.
Yeah.
I got there a bit early, and because I got there early, the head's engaged too quickly. But it wasn't horrendous.
No. Like, it still maintained its height, didn't it?
I'll tell you what I don't think you can do with these. I'm going to try it. You can't shank them.
Oh. Let me test that in a minute.
And I've hit that. There.
Well, yeah,
so,
good on you. I actually went left as well.
So actually...
is the bulge and roll effect on that? I don't know. I'm not sure. I have to look at the tech a little bit.
I don't think there is actually a little bit on there. It's not, doesn't look like a flat face, unless it's sort of just the way it looks. But an unshankable golf club, that's my kind of golf club.
Yeah, that's the best one. And the
that's so good.
I mean,
so good.
It's cold, it's wet, and that's gone 170 easy. Yeah, well done,
Get in the bag. So this video is sponsored by PJ Tour Apparel. Big thank you for PJ Tour Apparel for sponsoring me and also sponsoring this video. If you want any PJ Tour Apparel, there is a link in my description to their Amazon site, and you can get yourself some fantastic clothing, fantastic headwear, all from the link in my description. If you're thinking of that present for your other half for Valentine's Day, click that link, get them something nice, get them a cap, get them a beanie hat, rather than some roses. Who wants roses when you can get a PJ Tour cap? Did you ever watch that Western Supermare vlog I did?
Yeah.
Like,
I almost felt a bit sorry for that. It was like a tragic day, wasn't it?
If I ever go back there, I'm taking them with me.
Yeah,
because that would be in my head, ingrained in my head about shanking it. So these are coming with me.
Right, guys. So yeah, into the 7-iron, like Lee's just hit. One thing I will pick out actually, I've just noticed it now. So is normally with irons we get grooves going right across the face. This is actually more like a wood, isn't it?
Yes.
Like where you have a couple of grooves there, a couple of grooves there on the heel and toe, and then the grooves in the middle. So whether that's going to affect spin, I don't know, but it might not affect direction as much.
I said a minute ago, like I think it will affect spin. It's definitely going to come out lower spinning.
Yeah.
But
the height and the descent angle.
The height's going to counteract it a little bit.
Right, so 7-iron. Let's see how we're getting with this. It's, I don't know if I could game these, but I definitely don't mind the look of them. Right, that was a knuckleball, and I've pulled it a little bit. But
exactly where you aimed.
Yeah. That could be the issue with the grooves in terms of spin.
For someone who doesn't generate as much spin as you.
No, especially like as you. Oh, that was awful. Okay, that was about as bad as I could hit on. I've tried hitting that so hard. Like Lee said earlier, like I've pretty much hit that there. It's gone left. Normally a hill shot would go right in theory. Right, let's actually just relax.
Unshankable.
Let's hit trying to get one down there. I've got a bit of grass on me ball. Don't want that. Too cold for that. Right, come on. Get one down there.
Come on, Jeb, you're the professional,
Yeah, I know. Giving them too many compliments. There we go. Cool. So now it's time where I'm thinking I might need to move the ball position a little bit. I've hit 3 in a row there, and they've all gone left. So you kind of got the offset on the top line and the onset on the leading edge. I might have to play around with that a bit to find my middle ground, because the pitch was easy peasy. A nice simple swing, straight down the middle every time. 3 7-irons in a row, all gone a little bit left. Now obviously that's me as well as the club, but let's just try putting one. What do you say? Back of the stance or more forward?
What, to get more height?
Well, no, just to get less curvature off to the left.
So you want to hit it a bit later, so you want to hit it in the front.
Right, let's go front of stance. So I'm like nearly freewood territory here. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
prime example.
That's a lovely draw, though.
Absolute prime example of what you might have to adapt with these clubs. I mean, if you're someone who games hybrids and games woods, especially we see in the older generation, then these you might be already adapted to that kind of thing. But I've had to move that certainly a lot further forward in my stance than I'm used to. But the results are instant. So play around with it. But I'm really impressed. I think they're great. They feel quite solid. They feel like a hybrid. They don't feel like an iron. That's we know that's going to be the effect. But so far, so good, mate.
So now we move into the 3-iron, 18 degrees, and this is where these clubs just fall in line with a hybrid for me, because it looks like a hybrid now. It's got the loft of a hybrid, arguably shorter shaft. I'd have to test that and check it against one of my hybrids, but I haven't got them with me today. But so am I getting hybrid performance but with better control because I've got a shorter shaft? So I'd hit this like a hybrid. I wouldn't hit this like an iron, because it definitely looks like a hybrid to me. Right, I've fatted that.
Yeah, you fat that bit straight down target line, isn't it?
Straight down the tight line
And quite a good distance.
country mile.
Yeah.
That's where the forgiveness, like these are easily the most forgiving clubs I've ever hit.
I've hit 2 awful shots and I'm in play.
Like I've hit some forgiving clubs in my time, but these are easily the most forgiving.
Yeah, nice.
I think this is easier to hit than my hybrid. Oh, I found a decent golf ball. All right.
Yeah, there's not many in there, unfortunately.
Let's try this. Yeah, it's it just looks and feels like a hybrid. It just sits perfectly.
Yeah, nice. A little bit out to the right, but a lovely launch on that.
Yeah, and that with a how can you knock at the performance, like the forgiveness of it? You know, it's for me.
Unbelievable.
It's it doesn't suit my eye. But if you're having a bad, or you're just coming back into golf having a bad time of it, like I've just tried to hit that as a beautiful draw, and it's exactly what's happened. I'm interested now. I'll let you hit this, but whether you can shot shape with like the 7-iron, or is it just going to launch all the time for you? Right, I've come out of the range just on here, so don't tell anybody I've done this. But I've got the pitching wedge in my hand, and this is where I think these clubs will be superior to a lot of things, is getting through the rough and getting the ball out, where sometimes irons can snag up inside with the hosel in the long grass. So can I get this out of this quite thick rough with this pitching wedge? Yeah. That's just come out lovely. That's how thickened it was.
It is very,
it's very wet here in the UK, and that was dug in down, but this helped get that ball up in the air, whereas with a normal pitching wedge, I'd have been like, it's either going to fat it because it's going to get stuck in the mud, or I'm going to hit the long grass and it'll just pull the hosel out. So where I'd want this to perform, this has definitely performed, although I've now got to go and clean this somewhere. Last thing I want to do, Jeb, 7-iron. I just want to see if you can manipulate loft a little bit or manipulate shot shape. So one thing I like to do with my 7-iron is just hit that lowy punch shot, especially into wind. So I'd put it back in the stance and then just play it like a normal shot. So I just want to see if this would do it, or whether it's just going to balloon up in the air for me. So back foot should go the normal distance. That's gone up in the air, but it's
definitely lower, but it's still high.
but it's the easiest I've ever made that shot feel.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you can, with these shots, you can just get on it a little bit too early and hosel rocket it.
Yeah, that's 2 of the exact same shots you just hit there.
That's
like a nice little draw. Definitely lower, but still
so easy.
High, yeah.
So easy to hit. So that's mine and Jeb's review of the 11 clubs. In conclusion, for me, they're the easiest golf clubs I've ever hit in my life. And there's nothing even come close to it. Control-wise, I think I'd prefer the launchers or the launch pads by Wilson or the launchers by Cleveland for control. But all in all, ease of use and how easy they are to hit, I've never hit anything easier. I know you struggled with the 3 hybrid, but for me, for an iron set, because that to me is a hybrid, like it's not an iron, it's a hybrid.
Definitely.
But as an iron set, say 5 to pitching wedge, I've not hit anything easier than this for miss hits, going where you want them to go, getting the ball up in the air, unshankable. God.
Yeah, definitely unshankable.
It's, if you're struggling with the golf, you want to make golf easy, you're maybe coming into the senior years, the swing speed slowing down, don't let ego get in the way like I would, and probably Jeb would as well.
Yeah, definitely.
And maybe go to sub 70, who fit the 11 stuff, and give it a go, because I think you would be massively pleasantly surprised. Massively pleasantly surprised. Jeb?
Well said.
Yeah?
Yeah, totally agree, Lee. I think yes, I struggle with a 3-iron. That's me all day long. But certainly, 6 upwards, they're so easy to hit. I mean, these are regular shafts. They definitely feel a bit shorter, but I really enjoyed the performance. I can't wait to get them out in the course, actually, to see what the sort of turf interaction is. The look of them aren't, they're not that bad. They're quite pleasing to the eye. And the overall performance, you've just seen, we're just hitting easy shots up in the air, which for me, as we know, I don't hit the ball that high.
No.
It's just, yeah, it's mind-blowing. So, yeah, great products. And like Lee said, if you're in that sort of senior bracket and you're struggling to get the launch on the ball because your club head speed's down, certainly go and give these a go.
So big thank you to Jeb for allowing me down here at St Mellion. A big thank you to St Mellion for letting me use their facilities. Like in the last video, there'll be a link to Jeb's channel in the description. Please go and check it out. We are doing more things together. We are going to go off into the course. We're going to do a one club challenge. He's going to use a Ping Blueprint T. S, T?
S. Yeah, not the T.
I'm going to use one of these. 7/9 each, and I'm going to use this.
Let's do it.
See how we get on.
High five.
Go and check Jeb's channel out for that. That'll be out sometime after this video. Other than that, thanks very much. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you all on the next video.